right, brother. This was a little different today because we are using the iPhone camera.
You definitely started it?
Yeah, it started. We're good to go. Because I still think that the GoPro Hero 9 was probably the worst purchase I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, that's a shame that the battery doesn't last on it.
Guys,
isn't good.
So, first off, we recorded 7 hours worth of golf, I think.
Ton of golf videos.
Yeah, ton of golf videos. You'll probably have to talk a little louder because the mic's further from you, so just for reference. But
So we did a back 9. We did a front 9 with microphones, not video, to see how good Chris's new mics were. They were amazing. Hint, hint with the were. Then we filmed the back 9 just to see quality-wise, will it work? It did. So then the next day, we went and we played an 18, full 18. We did a 2-man scramble, and when our goal was to beat 85, 80 range. We weren't sure how well we'd play.
Well, we won't say how well we did.
Yeah, we won't say what we did.
We don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
But,
it was a ton of fun. It actually worked out really well. Unfortunately, Chris's mic.
Dude, so we hit the driving range for one of the days. It'll be edited. I don't know when the video is coming out. It's going to take a while. Compiling all the footage is going to be the hardest part.
It's going to take a
minute. But, I mean, you could literally see the receiver of the phone. Like, the wind blew it over, and you just see the receiver fucking go flying.
Yeah, right over the camera.
It was brutal.
Which is a shame because we wound up shooting the video without mics. Chris got new ones. It just came today.
Yeah, it literally came.
And these things are great. It would have been perfect for what we were doing, especially with the wind being a factor, so that people could hear us.
Yeah.
Now you'll see in the video some of it. You know, if I'm not looking at the camera and I'm yapping, you can't really hear me. You can hear it, but you can't hear it well.
If we were to do it again, we would have to grab at least one more person just for video. Guys, I was like the producer. I was running around with the tripod. Kenny grabbing my clubs. It was a nightmare. And
it's like you have to think to film stuff when you're playing. For example, there was a lot of shots. I watched it all back already on my phone, and there was a ton of shots where like either Chris or myself would have the camera and we'd be walking up to the ball and we'd be filming the ground, you know, versus like filming the walk up to the ball, try and get tracker on the ball as soon as you can. But we'll see how it plays out. If Chris can track the ball in the air in the videos, it'll look a ton more believable. But there are definitely some parts where I'm watching and I was like that when I hit that really, really good drive that almost stuck the green. I was like, Pancake, give me the camera. I got to film this because no one's going to believe I just hit the shot.
Well, I played like shit because my back was not
your back
doing
was
well.
hurting.
But
Chris hit some good putts for me. I had some good drives.
But the one, we had this slow team in front of us that let us play through, and we were kind of in a rush. And I hit a wood that we couldn't set up for. That was by far the best hit I had. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, and we couldn't have the camera.
The one I needed.
The camera's actually filming Chris's butt in that because he left it on the cart, in the cart.
Yeah, facing out.
Facing out. So you just see him swinging into it. And I'm on the other side of him swinging, so you can't even see mine. Mine wasn't pretty on that shot, though. So
it wasn't.
We played your ball, for sure.
Right, because it was a scramble. So,
but,
I mean, none of them. Well, yeah, again, I don't want to spoil it, but I mean, we played, considering how bad I did.
No, we did pretty well.
We did pretty solid.
Your putts are great.
Guys, I think I lost.
Really good.
Listen, at the most, I'll lose like 4 balls. I think I lost 12 or 13.
Yeah. It was good because having 2 people drive, like, let's say I got to the box and I just fucking launched one to the unplayable. Next Ice Age, they'll find that ball, you know. Right. Then Chris could go up and hit one, and then he just had to get it in play, and vice versa. So whenever you nuked one into the shit, I could just take a casual drive.
Yeah, our hits were good, just not accurate for some of them.
Yeah, for the driver.
Yeah. We generally stayed on the fairway, which was pretty solid.
If not, we were playing like on the edges and shit, but in the whole area is, in my books, the fairway. If I can find the ball and I have to go anywhere to like, that's the fairway. Right. You know?
There was I don't think... I'd have to look back, but I don't think we had any bunker shots. Maybe one. Which is pretty solid.
I bet you we put... I don't remember.
We'll cut those out.
But I think somebody at some point put one in a bunker, but we played the other guy's ball. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's fair.
I don't remember.
That would make sense.
I don't remember. But we definitely didn't play any out of the sand.
Kenny, guys, listen. I'm the only thing I'm good at is long driving, basically. Kenny was still out driving me with his freaking...
Yeah, I got a good driver.
Check that club.
Chris has a really old driver though, so that's probably why.
I got the Sasquatch.
Mine's from like 2020, So it's not super old.
Oh, mine's probably like 2005.
Yeah, way older. Way older. I've used that driver with Mike back when that thing was in Jersey and they had just moved down here. Mike and I flew up to see Mike. You had already moved down here, and we were like, let's go to the range.
Oh, really? That's what they did?
Yeah, that was the only clubs we had. So we just nuked them out there.
Besides golf, I mean, well, first off, Kenny golfed 4 days in a row. I don't know how you could do that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like my back, I don't know how you could do that with your hips.
Yeah, I thought I'd be a lot more sore. I think it caught up to me today at the end.
Not to mention the sunburn that I had. That was
I don't have that
holding
problem.
Me back.
You got that problem. I don't have that problem.
You're not as fair skinned, but yeah, it's been a solid 4 days. I mean, we accomplished a lot. I feel like we went Axo.
It was a good practice run. I had a ton of fun filming this.
Oh, you're talking about filming? I was just saying filming. In general.
Oh, just for the weekend? I had so much fun filming this with you. I would love to do it again. I hope we can do it again.
If we did, we would need another person.
We would just need another person.
See, because I think truthfully, I think Kenny went into this as like, Chris, I'm going to play golf and you're going to film. Because that's what it felt like.
That wasn't it. Yeah, I mean, I guess a little bit. But I wanted
Chris,
us to...
grab the fucking tripod, put it over here.
I wanted us to do the break 80. I wanted us to play how we played. And I think we did that. So
yeah,
I had a good time.
Anything, I'd love to do it's tough to do it consistently because obviously you're in Miami, and I like to do it at different courses. But I don't play enough to be consistent enough to make videos like that.
Yeah, I understand.
Like you definitely still play. If not more, you probably play about the same as me. But I'm playing a 9. I'm not doing 18.
Yeah, I'm doing 18.
But for that was actually technically the second time I've ever played a full 18.
Really?
Yeah. Usually I just do 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did 18, 9, and 9.
You did 36 holes in 4 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I could have done more.
Plus the driving range. If you count the driving range.
We had other stuff to do this weekend, so I was like, I can't play a full.
We did the pool with everyone.
Yeah,
we did visited Aunt Sue, obviously, which the cooking show will be out by the time this comes out. We're putting the cooking show first because of time issues. And then this will come out on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the game plan.
And hopefully the golf videos comes out in like a month.
Guys, I feel like we've been on the go since the second. I picked Kenny up an hour and a half, almost 2 hours away. We get here, he drops his stuff off, and then we're golfing.
We're golfing.
Then we go to dinner. Then we do the thing at night.
Yeah.
Then we're like back and sleeping.
Yeah.
So we've really been on the go. That's why we're doing the podcast so late. We've just been so on the go.
We also, neither of us slept the first night.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we were just mentally preparing for the weekend.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go out with you, but
I was so brain dead.
There's no time.
That was like the first time in a while where my head hit the pillow. I went to bed.
Yeah.
And it was a good sleep.
I don't know. I don't think mine really did that, but I mean, I keep the air conditioning low here.
I like sleeping in the cold too.
You gotta.
65 is chilly, but I think it feels colder for me because it's just colder here in general than where I am. Right. Because Mike and I's AC only goes to 70. That's the lowest it goes.
Oh, really? Mine will go down to like 55. I don't go down that low.
That's crazy cold.
Thank God we lucked out on a good weekend. Like, we had sunny weather 3 days in a row, and then today, like this morning, it rained. Yeah. But then we got there.
It rained yesterday when I played.
Oh, did it? Oh, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. It was windy yesterday. It was a little windy today, but it wasn't like constant wind. We were able to pause and shoot again. Or not shoot again, but pause, let the wind go, then shoot.
Yeah.
The only issue with Chris's course, I guess there's a ton of old people in the area, so you get backed up pretty quick.
Oh, dude.
A lot of four-mans, a lot of old people with their older wives, too. So even if they're playing whites, their wives are playing reds.
Yeah. So the women's tees.
Yeah, it just takes forever to play there.
Like, today probably would have been the day where we could have filmed a lot easier, now that I think about it.
I don't know, man. I mean, I was pretty backed up today when I played, and I only did 9. And they wound up playing in 18.
It just makes me so mad how well
I played. You were with me. What am I saying? Yeah, we played together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still pissed that I played so well today in the recording. I did so poorly.
Yeah, your drive was better today.
Yeah.
You had good putts.
I'm still not consistent though. Like some days, most of the time my drives will be good, but I mean, for some reason yesterday I just couldn't even get it off the ground.
Yeah.
And then today I was bombing them.
I've been hooking it recently, which is new in my golf career. My drives. Typically, if my drive doesn't go straight, I'm just slicing it. Like that has always been me.
I also can't chip for shit. I gotta do like a whole day of just chipping practice.
I did that.
I'm sculling those motherfuckers.
I did that right before I came here to see you. Not because I knew we were. Because
you were like, if we're gonna break 80, I'm gonna have to be able to chip.
But even I was just talking with Grant about this. Like, if you are good at chipping, you can one putt get it in. Is ideal scenario. Right. For me, and I said this to Grant, I was like, my chips are good, but they're just not good enough to where I'm not two putting. No, I'm consistently getting it on the green, but it's like I'm not getting it close to the hole enough to where it's one thing to chip and two putt. It's another thing to chip and be like, holy fuck, this is a long putt,
my chipping, like if you give me 10 tries, I'm going to skull at least 6 of them.
Yeah. And then I get it gets in my head that I might do that, so then I wind up chunking the fuck out of it. It goes even less distance.
But after using your sand wedge, I was like, damn, I actually need one of these because I only have a pitching wedge and gap wedge.
Yeah. I don't know what degree the gap wedge is, but sand wedges are clutch. I probably use sand wedge more than like any other club, really.
Really?
Yeah, I feel most of my shots are going to end up around that 100-yard area. Like, the closest I get to the green with all my shots leading up, whether it's a par 5 or par 4, will typically get me around 100 yards or closer.
I usually shoot like 10, 20 over what the recommended club is.
No, so like I'm not saying that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh,
let's say it's par 5.
This just goes to show how little of golf I know. Go ahead.
Let's say it's a par 4.
Par 5, you drive.
Well, let's do par 4 as a better example.
Okay.
Par 4, I drive. Especially on this course, I'm probably within or close to 100 yards from the hole. Okay. After that drive.
Oh, for that drive?
After that drive.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I'm not going to use my pitching wedge there because it's too much club. I'm going to use my sand wedge. That applied to so many different holes.
How far is the sand wedge supposed to go?
I mean, it's hard to say. It's whatever you feel like. I say like 110, 120 with a sand wedge.
Because I've hit my gap wedge well over 150 before. And I'm like, fuck.
I'm sure you have, but I'm telling you.
I can't do it.
You say you're not swinging hard, and they'll see in the video, like, you're killing the ball.
Man, it never feels like it. Today I did better. I would say I was smoother.
Yeah, you slowed it down quite a bit.
Like, today I was hitting pretty damn hard.
I was watching. You had some really good shots that looked nice and slow. Remember when we played soccer and you kick a ball and it didn't feel like you hit it that hard, but the ball would just go flying because it just caught your foot perfectly? You ever have that feeling or no? I guess not. But same thing applies to a golf.
You say it like I haven't touched a soccer ball in probably at least.
No, I'm not saying it's happened recently.
To hit I don't remember that.
Like you let the club do the work more than you have to fucking kill it. You know?
Now I just have to work on keeping my hands straight, but... Either way, we had some fun. I think that video is going to take a while to edit, but it'll be worth it in the end.
I want to get lessons when I go back to Florida. I think I'm ready now to where once a month I can go see somebody.
I'm not. My problem is I just don't care about golf enough to do that.
I want to get good at golf.
Yeah.
And I've never had lessons. Everything I've ever done has been fully me.
Truth be told, once that, like, probably like a month ago, I was like, once these balls are done, which we used so many the other day, I was like, I think I'm good on golf. But
the best thing that happened to my golf game was having Joe and Steve to play with, because
your Miami friends,
they
must be nice.
They are both scratch golfers. If we did 2v2 scramble against them this weekend,
we would have crushed them.
We would have gotten smoked by the two of them.
They would have played the blacks. Stand aside, brother.
They would have played the black tees, the black boxes, and they would have beat us by 10 strokes.
Really?
They are so good. I've seen them both have incredible. I've seen them have all right.
Check the clubs.
Here's the statement I will make about Joe and Steve's golf game. I have never seen them have a bad shot. They have shots that they're unhappy with, but by my standards, I have never seen a bad shot from them.
Are they like you've never seen one hook or shank or whatever?
Maybe
Where's
they put
the fun?
Maybe they put it a little right or a little left and they don't like it, but nothing close to a bad shot.
Can they, even if they're drinking on the course?
I haven't played with them where we were heavy boozing. The way like
well, that's not fun.
Like when I played with Chad and Cole. Chad and Cole hosted Ned and I for a Sandbagger Invitational up in Fort Lauderdale a couple years ago, and those guys got me so fucked up. By like hole 9, I was like wasted. And then on the last hole, they were all like, "Oh, we're gonna shotgun one end the hole." I'm in my white golf clothes, and I shove my thumb into this beer and I cut it open, my thumb, and I just have blood all over my white shirt while I fucking am playing the last hole. And I'm like, Ned drove me home after we played. And it's a famous story that Ned always tells people because apparently I agreed upon going to that burger shop underneath my old building with him and Dixon. And, like, they both were there. Like, Ken, when are you coming? And I just, like, didn't respond to them until the next morning. I, like, fell asleep face down in my bathroom or something.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, luckily we were about, how many, 9 or 10 deep for the video?
Yeah, right.
No, but it was fun. I mean, I would do it again, but I'm not someone... Like, after... I'll watch a lot of like Bryson's videos, Bryson DeChambeau.
Yeah, he makes good ones.
And they're fantastic, but then you realize like how much like I'm good with production stuff. Like I usually am good.
Yeah, a lot goes into his videos.
Yeah, but then you like put it into practice and you're like, oh shit, this is a lot more than I expected.
Well, one thing that we are missing in our video that a guy like him absolutely has is as soon as that shot comes off the club, he has somebody zooming in on it the whole way till it lands.
We do not
have that. We are going to hope and pray that there is a small enough pixel on the iPhone camera that Chris can catch and track.
I'll have to literally go frame by frame when they come in.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I mean,
I can zoom on them, but
even if you can just highlight it or something, I don't know. But
it's tough. As I said, I have no clue how to edit this.
I swear to you, we played every ball. We did. We really did. Like,
yeah, guys, listen, we're a gaming channel. You think I give a shit? I'm not going to cut out shots because we played bad.
We just had a few really, really good shots that even I couldn't believe we had. And I think...
that one wood that I had, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah. And then towards the end, Chris's back was bothering him, so I drove twice.
Towards the end? That was the whole time. The first day was after
I meant towards the end, I started driving 2 shots off the tee box, and he just didn't drive.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I didn't drive the last one.
Yeah. So that kind of gave me a little bit more free reign to just fucking whack one each time.
Yeah. Getting old sucks, guys. Once you hit like 28, that's when you just give up.
Yeah, you got to stretch more. You can't play as frequently.
No more sports.
we did play a lot of golf. That's the thing.
That I'm just not used to. I even stretched beforehand, and maybe that screwed me too.
Yeah, I remember that.
But yeah. So, what else, brother? You ready to go back to Miami? You excited? Are you tired of New Bern already?
I wouldn't say I'm tired of New Bern, but I'm ready to go home. Yeah. I want to see my cat. I gotta bother Mike.
Yeah, Mike's not here. Mike decided to skip out. Mike's the one that should have been the camera guy.
If Mike was here, it would have been really good to have him as a camera guy.
We just have to use him.
Even our cousin, we probably could have asked her, but it's like I don't want to stick her.
Mike, we can abuse a little more.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'd rather see our cousin play with us than Ian, Mike as well, but maybe not film Mike's shots. Maybe Mike can just take his and film ours.
Yeah, I'd even give Mike money just to fucking record it. Yeah. He's that desperate. But, yeah, I don't know what else to do here in the sense of we could have gone to that Mac Daddy's place, which would have been sick.
Yeah, if I was here longer and had more energy, I would have been down. Yeah. But truthfully, I was just ready to have a relaxing weekend with you.
It was literally just a golf trip for you. That's basically what it was.
Not even that. Like, obviously, I wanted to see you. I wanted to see Ansu and Uncle Jerry and Jordan and Finley.
I think he's just saying.
I did want to golf as well, but when I leave Miami, my intention isn't to be going out and drinking and stuff. Yeah. You know?
Well, that's why this place, because this is not like Miami, obviously. This place is pretty relaxed, generally speaking.
Yeah.
Kind of. This is gonna sound kind of weird, but it almost feels kind of like high school parties again.
Interesting.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Interesting.
Because they're all small bars. There's no
Nothing's
clubs.
Big. Yeah.
So if you go down to the Atlantic beach, then maybe it'll be more like that.
Or just more life, I guess.
Yeah, then you'll probably see some clubs and stuff. But here, I mean, it's pretty like you get what you need, and then you just kind of head out.
Yeah.
So
flight's still not delayed again, which is good.
Yeah.
I'm on my second delay already. So
flying sucks now. For those of you that don't know, Kenny's in Miami. I'm in New Bern. There's no direct flights from Miami to New Bern. So what you have to do is you have to go through Charlotte, which is like the top 5 busiest airport in the world.
Is it really?
So if you get a delay, you're there for...
Yeah.
What's weird is if you have 45 minutes at Charlotte, that might not be enough time to get to your flight because if you get there a little late, even like a couple minutes, because that airport's so big.
Yeah.
So but otherwise you have 3 hours.
My initial flight was an hour in between layover. So it probably would have been a sprint over because usually that hour is like, all right, well, they board 45 beforehand. Right. And then you got to get off the plane as well, the original plane. So when my first New Bern flight got delayed, they said that there wasn't a Charlotte flight for me to catch until way later in the night because I would have missed the layover. So then they delayed me again, and now I fly out of here at like 7:30ish, 7:15, and then I fly from Charlotte at like 11 at night, 10:30 at night, something like that. And then I land in Miami at like 1, and then I got Mike picking me up because I don't want to take the train that late.
Yeah, like 2 hours in Charlotte's like enough. If you have more than that, you're bored. If you have too little, you're crunched.
I packed so light for this trip that I just have nothing to entertain. I have my book, I have my headphones, and I have my phone. That's all I really brought. Then I brought a golf shirt.
Kenny brought a golf bag that literally looks like you can put like a small person's body in.
Yeah. I put a golf bag. I brought up a golf bag. I put some random clothes in there. And then I'm about to ship all those back because they're not coming with me on the flight. I wasn't going to risk it with a layover. I'm losing them.
I like your little travel case for the golf clubs because like mine's a little too bulky. I think like I obviously have my clubs and stuff, but your travel case super light.
He means my golf bag. Yeah, my golf bag. I got one of the extra light Sunday bags that you can just because like dude, I used to walk courses all the time in college because
couldn't afford the cart.
Couldn't afford the cart a lot of times, and I wanted to play more. So I would just get that bag and walk around with it. And now I'm just like, well, I'm just going to make that my bag all the fucking time.
Yeah, I mean, I like having separate holes. Like, Kenny's thing is kind of separated.
Three holes, yeah.
And they just put either your
people organize their bags and all that stuff. I don't give a fuck.
Just because I like putting it right back where it was.
I mean, that's okay, I guess, but it's like, I don't want a heavy bag. I don't even want to...
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely clubs that I don't really use, but I just keep...
Yeah, I think a lot of people have a lot of shit in their golf bags.
Yeah.
And I don't have a lot of shit in there. I have a bag of tees. I have maybe 10 to 15 balls that I keep in there. I got 3 gloves. One of them I just threw out yesterday. I'm about to throw out these 2 as well and get new ones. And then I have 12 or 13 gloves.
That's how little I care. I've been using the same gloves since the day I
started.
Well, there's holes in the things, like it's separated.
I think my hook is coming into play because my glove is not... None of the gloves I have are good gloves anymore. And recently when I've been making contact with my driver, the club slips in my hands. Now, I do want to get all my clubs regripped when I go back.
I have to too.
I want to get bigger grips, just a little bit bigger. I don't want fat ones, just like a little bit bigger. See how they fit in my hands. And then I will determine whether I will be getting lessons or not, basically.
That's going to be the determinant.
Because if I'm going to change something big, which changing your grips is definitely a big thing to change.
Is it?
I mean, I'm pretty sure. I've never done it before, but I'm pretty sure it's a...
Give me a knife.
Yeah, right. So if it's a big change, and who knows, maybe it'll be a mental change. Like I might just be making excuses to myself. If I re-grip them and I just start sucking ass at golf, definitely want to get lessons with new grips.
Yeah, okay, fair point.
I could be so wrong. Maybe it's like not a big deal to change your grips at all.
I know Uncle did it recently, but
he probably got the same grips but redid them so that they're fresh.
Yeah,
I'm talking like.
Oh, you want like the fat ones?
I'm gonna make my shaft completely different on my clubs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because like mine are literally falling apart. That's how old.
Yeah, I have a couple.
I don't have my own gloves. I use my uncle's old ones.
Yeah.
So that's why it's just better.
Yeah.
I'm definitely due. Is probably the
my sand wedge is probably from the 70s.
Yeah.
But I love the club. It's starting to fray at the ends where it connects with the fucking head of the.
Starting to fray? What do you mean fray?
First
off, sorry to all the people that are non-golfers, but like, this is my way of learning too. Oh, he's grabbing his clubs. Was it frayed? Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, just an old club.
Now I can see why the hell you're. God damn, it's literally split.
Yeah, see how it's kind of splitting up there? Just barely see through it here.
Time for a new pitching wedge.
This is sandwich, but.
Potato.
I just love this club. It was our great-grandfather's club, actually, that I guess he used towards the end because it is relatively new, and he was an old guy.
Papa Joe.
But, like, I'll show you. I have it.
That club's got to be from the
I don't know.
60s?
I could be wrong. It could be Papa's, not even his. But check out the grip on
Papa never played golf.
Yeah, but he had clubs. I had Papa's old driver. Look at the grip on that. See how that's splitting?
Oh, was this all uniform at one point?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. But also, like, how much? I mean, do you need grips on a putter?
You see on this one.
This is where Kenny's tism comes in.
Crocodile skin has all splitting on it. So it's just old. I just need new ones.
Yeah.
I like the club though, even though they're old clubs. I just play well with them.
How often are you supposed to get a new set of clubs? Like, how long's too long?
I don't know. I'm not that into golf to where I know that stuff yet.
I have no care whatsoever for it. I'll stick with video games.
I've been enjoying playing. I want to get good.
It's fun to play every now and then. I'm just not someone that could do it daily like some people, or weekly.
I want to be able to play against Joe and Steve. That's my goal.
Well, you can play against them right now.
Competitively.
You just can't do
well. I would like to be competitive with Joe and Steve. Steve told me the other night, no matter how good you get at golf, you'll never be as good as me and Steve. And I know he's right. I know he's right. And that's not me counting myself.
You and Steve and Joe.
Steve and Joe, yeah. I'll never be as good as Steve as Joe is what he told me. And he is right. Those guys are freaking good, and they're only getting better. Versus me, I got a ceiling I gotta hit. You know, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get good, but I don't know how frequently I'll be playing to be able to.
Do you get good by hitting the range more, or do you get good by actually playing?
Definitely playing.
I just feel like if you're consistently hitting straight, on the range.
You would think. The range, a lot of times I go to the range and I have a phenomenal range session where I'll go with Ned and I'll go or Dixon and they'd be like, holy shit, I don't want to play Ken tomorrow. And then I get out there and then it's either I'm keeping them straight or it's just not going anywhere. Also, like, actually playing your ball where it lies is something I just started doing. For the most part, during our scramble, we did that. For the second shot, though, like, let's say we use my drive. I'll go first, and I'll hit my ball where it lies. Obviously, Chris isn't going to put it exactly where my ball was, so we fluffed his up a little bit.
Yeah.
Put it somewhere a little bit playable.
I don't think we had any that were too unplayable, but we definitely, sometimes you'll be, like, you'll have some shit in the way, or you'll land in a root.
On one of the holes, we played, I think it's the par 4 in the front. One of the par 4s in the front. I put mine in some high grass that was playable. But there's like in the hot summer, there's rattlesnakes and shit. So I just got in there and I knocked it out as quick as I could. And then
there's a legitimate snake.
Yeah. But what we did as our solution, we didn't stroke ourselves for that. But what we did was,
I feel like this podcast is just us justifying.
What we did was we put the ball in a fucking tough shot. Like we were standing left foot way higher than our right. The ball was on the backside of a hill and we hit him. That was our solution. Instead of stroking ourselves, we didn't give ourselves like a flat shot in the fairway.
We had no water ball. We might have had one.
Yeah, we definitely had.
I was definitely in the water for one.
We have a few drives where, like I said, mine was unplayable. Chris put it in play. Chris's was unplayable. I put it in play.
Yeah, I definitely had one.
And then on the last hole of I forget which one it is. But we put one barely past the women's tee. And then you put one barely past the women's tee.
I was going to cut all that out, brother.
No, we played the ball. We played it.
We still made it work,
Because I put mine completely out of there. And we were like, fuck, we were like, fuck, we got to use it. Like, those are our two shots.
Yeah.
So we played it. And
yes. That one, that was ugly because, to your point, it rolled in high grass. So it really lost its speed.
Yeah.
Right? Because to the fairway is further than most of the other holes.
Yeah, the fairway started a little later.
So it had to get through the grass. It didn't. We were like, shit, we need Ken to have a good one.
And I did not have a good one.
No, it was good. We just couldn't find it, remember? It was good. We were like, it's on the left. We can make that work, but we couldn't find it.
Okay.
And then luckily my 3-wood came in.
Something happened that we wound up playing that hole pretty well.
Watch it back. It's all blurred. We played so much.
But I don't think we have the shot on camera. I don't know. I might have deleted that footage, but that shot that like barely went past the women's tee, I couldn't find it. It was just me driving on that hole. I don't know if we didn't hit record or what. You'll have to watch it back when
I might have it on. No, it won't be on the GoPro.
Yeah. Well, it did not go anywhere, but we played it. Would have been nice to like reach you that one or something.
Put some subtitles in there, like we forgot to record this part.
Yeah, didn't record Chris's first drive.
As I said, logistics, guys. Like not even.
If there was one to fake too, we wouldn't fake the one that just went to the women's tee.
That was not the one. But the tough part is not only like getting all the footage, remembering
the order.
Right? You would think that it does it in order, which is good. Also, this is the first time I've ever done a video like this.
Yeah.
Where we had multiple cameras, we had multiple audio recorders, we had like.
It's gonna be weird.
It was doable, but we could have used an extra person.
There's gonna be times where we're in the cart from the GoPro. Will be the video, but the audio will be the iPhone, and that's gonna be hard for you to do.
Some will be the mic.
No, we didn't have the mic.
Oh, for the first day, but that's right. We did. This is the other confusing part. We recorded a full 9 on the GoPro. The day before. Which is basically all audio.
I wouldn't use any of that.
Not much to use. Yeah. So really, I think it's just
our range session, our scramble. And that's all you really need.
And a couple maybe funny clips from the first day. From the GoPro.
Yeah.
Because we were talking mad shit. But it's going to take, as I said, it's like at least 7 hours of footage. Maybe 6.
It's going to take you time to trim that down. I'm so excited for that video.
I know we're pumping this up, but this probably won't come out for at least 2 to 3.
Yeah, I wish I was better so I could help in any way, but I don't know how to do any of that shit.
You struggled to get the footage to me.
Yeah, that was a struggle too.
That's when I knew I was doing this solo.
That was a struggle as well. I could trim a lot of it on my phone for sure, but there's just no point because that's the easy part.
Yeah. Because the hard part's going to be lining up the audio.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
That's just for the podcast, sometimes that's annoying.
Yeah.
I have to do it amongst, this is some bullshit that the GoPro does. And I don't think you can fix this in settings, but I think every GoPro does this. It automatically cuts every 15 minutes and starts a new video.
Yeah, that's weird.
So if I were to move everything, I need to know, if I have one long iPhone audio, which we don't. We have 20 iPhone videos at a minimum. And then trying to line it up with 15-minute GoPro slices.
There's none of the videos on your phone, right? We didn't film anything on your phone. What did we film on your phone?
On the tripod.
Oh, in the car?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we switched phones partially through.
All right, I don't remember.
As I said, I have to look through all the footage. Maybe you're right. Maybe
I don't think there's that much on your phone.
Oh no, because the second day was when I.
The GoPro died after the 10th hole, and then we started filming it on my phone doing cart. The main thing that you're gonna have to trim, which sucks, or instead of trimming, maybe you show the hole. When we're walking to the ball and we're yapping, or when we're in the cart and we're yapping, if we don't have footage, then it's just you filming the ground.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's but that's important stuff that
you're gonna have to give us some slack here.
Yeah.
I have
it's
no
gonna
clue
be
how
tough.
this is gonna turn out.
We're hoping it looks good. I think it's gonna look good. There's definitely gonna be some parts where either you're gonna have to show the fact that we were filming the ground because we were talking. There's important stuff. Or you just
take out all the slurs.
Or keep the audio and you just put a picture of the hole up until we walk to the ball.
Yeah, I'll figure all that stuff out. That's not hard. Yeah. I have an idea of how it's going to be edited. I have to get it.
Yeah, and it never hurts to watch a DeChambeau video. See what he did for his last
enough of his videos. It's not really, but yeah. I'm not trying to copy someone, brother.
Well, no, but there's a theme to follow.
Yeah, it's not that difficult. The editing's not the problem. It's the actual audio lining up, which is going to be the biggest nightmare by far.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I think it's going to turn out well. It's just going to take a while.
At least it's just the last 7 or 8 holes that you have to line up audio for.
Yeah. Well, either way, what else, brother? What are you going to do back in Miami? You're going to get back on the Marvel Rivals grind pretty soon? It's about time for the next season.
Dude, I'm trying to game as little as possible, but having you and Mike saying Marvel Rivals definitely gets me interested.
Gabe's saying that just because he's on the podcast. He's not touching it.
I don't think I will. Kind of, not really. I'm playing a lot less because that game is very time intensive.
Okay, we'll play Tarkov.
I don't even want to play that because that's just going to be
Arena Breakout.
I don't know. We'll see.
Delta Squad.
Once I get back, I got to lock in with Mike. We got to get some shit done. But for the most part, I just want to play some golf this summer while the prices are cheap in Florida.
Rust is free. Golf is how much per round?
Expensive per round.
Right, in Miami. So, guys, not to trying to move away from the golf subject, but we got 18 holes yesterday. After 4 o'clock is $60 for 2 people.
Yeah.
$60 for 18 holes is pretty damn good.
Yeah. Nearest to me, closest place to me in Miami is Crandon. And I think when I looked, it was $140 for 18. The cheapest place near me is on the opposite side of the city up by where Dixon lives. And I think we pay $70 around.
If someone said, hey, Chris, you want to come golfing today? It's $140. I would say, Cool story.
But that's why
fun.
That Golf Now app I told you about, they'll do hot deals, especially in the summer.
Even then, I just don't love the sport enough to.
Yeah, and that was my problem for a while there too. I didn't enjoy golf enough to want to be spending crazy money playing it. But I've been playing more.
I would say if I was like an 8 out of 10 golfer, I still probably wouldn't go anywhere.
I don't know how.
Guys, I have 5 courses in the span of 20 minutes from me.
Yeah, which
One
is awesome.
5. Not even 5.
Which is so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I love playing up here. Courses, also, your courses are like super easy.
Super easy, and they're not like shitty.
Yeah.
Because
they're very well kept. The greens are all great. I had no complaints about anything about your course. I love how little water there is.
Yeah.
I like how good all the grass is.
After rain, though, it could be a little dicey.
That goes everywhere.
Yeah.
That's the same everywhere. In
we
Florida,
got some sloppy bunkers. We call them sloppers.
The grass in Florida in the fairways, definitely first cut, but also some fairways, is like this really long grass that's super pressed down. And if your ball is like against the grain of that like pushed down grass, then your shot, like you can't try and divot it or else like it's just gonna get. It'd be like so the grass, normal grass like this. Block this with my normal grass like this. Driving the tee box over here, holes over here. The grass might be pushed down like this. So if you come in to scoop, it's like resistance into your ball.
Right.
So you got to swing fucking hard in a lot of it.
This on for 1 sec. Yeah, you knocked your mic thing. Great. Who knows how long that's been happening? You can't touch this. Yeah. Hopefully that wasn't too bad. But that's why we got these microphones.
Yeah, doubled up.
That's why we doubled up.
I needed that warning beforehand.
Yeah, I forgot that. I didn't expect you to grab the cord.
Let me put it there. Maybe then it'll stay.
That mic's fine because that mic can be like all the way by me and it'll still pick you up.
Okay.
This one's more. This is the microphone that has to be in your face pretty much the whole time. I used to give Mom that one because, Mom's like very
touchy with it.
The mic. Oh, Mom will get in nice and close.
Dude, I like to touch the mic too. It gives you something to do with your hands.
I like holding it here if I have to, just because it gives.
When did you put this board in?
We put this in.
And what's holding it up?
Screws. And it has a mount behind it. Like if you look underneath, it's got some things. But I would like to screw the board in even more because this one's.
Yeah, you're up over there.
It's actually screwed in over here and here.
Yeah, you need like one long one that goes all the way through.
Well, ideally, I was going to screw them into just the back of here, but
the couch.
Dad was like, "No, don't do that to the couch."
This is a nice couch.
Yeah,
you don't want to ruin this.
I like this thing.
I definitely, when Mike and I move, I want to get this couch.
Yeah, if they made it a little longer, I would have liked it. Like, because when I have people over, like if I have more than 3 people over, someone has to sit on the futon to make a square. Oh, whoopsies. So you guys can't see it, but the tripod is actually on a futon.
Yeah.
One of these days, oh man, maybe we should have done like a house tour.
Yeah.
While you were here.
Pancake's place.
Yeah. Not that it's a big place, but I think the camera and maybe the iPhone, definitely the GoPro doesn't do it, but it doesn't really give you a good scale for like how big this room is.
Yeah. No,
so
this is a big part.
This couch is pretty small in comparison to like what I feel like it could be.
Doesn't feel small, but I know what you're saying.
But like if the cushions were a little longer, like if I can get this kind of more to the wall, then I would have been happy with the distance.
I like how you have storage under there.
Yeah, and this turns into a king size California king
size bed. And then you have this extra room here, and you can fit the coffee table. You've seen my white couch in Miami.
I don't even remember it because it's been so long. But
it's just not big enough for more than like 3 is pushing it on it. 4 is crazy.
Well, the projector's nice. Like when Mom did the podcast with me, we just used this projector for all of our articles.
Yeah,
which was like,
did that work well?
I nailed this setup.
But was it too bright with the light on?
No, because when you have a white background, it's pretty easy. But when you're watching something dark, you have to have the lights off. But I always like doing it that way. So yeah, I don't spend as much time in here as I would like, but
yeah, that's what I say about my living room too. I wish I had a reason to hang out in there more.
Yeah,
if I had a more comfortable couch out there, and if I watched more TV shows and movies, I just don't watch a lot of shit right now. I would be out there way more because I love the idea of just being able to like pass out on your couch.
My problem is I just watch everything on my computer while I'm working anyway.
That's how it is.
So when you have multiple monitors, like I was actually thinking of just putting another monitor up top for shows.
Like mine? Yeah.
Do you have one above?
Yeah.
Well,
it's a TV. I have a TV above.
Yeah, I would do it that way so I could just look up and watch things because I'm getting to that point where my neck's like if I'm looking too far over, like my neck starts to
tighten up. 2 or 3 there?
I have 3.
3, okay.
Yeah. So I was thinking of doing a 4th above, but going up's always kind of a bitch.
It's also weird, probably just for me because mine's a TV. Like the resolution aspect ratio gets all fucked up when I move shit up there.
I would still do probably the same size. I wouldn't do. I don't need bigger.
The only reason mine's bigger is because my computer looks at my bed, so like I can lay on bed and watch TV on there.
Kenny's office, bedroom, has his computers in front of his bed.
Yeah.
My bed's over here, my room, and then that's an office, and then I have my guest room in the front. So that's why I should maybe before, if we have time, maybe we should do like a GQ. What's up, guys?
Welcome to Pancake's
GQ,
place.
welcome to the show you guys what's up.
Your place is sweet. You're in a good spot. You have the golf courses nearby. Everything in here is nice and modern. It's good.
If I was like a legit golfer though, I would have like an actual problem because I'd be like, let's go here today,
dude. I'd play there every freaking day if I had time.
Exactly, that's the problem.
But also, thank God. I've never like hard played the same course.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing that we didn't mention. We did the same course 4 days in a row.
Yeah. I don't know if I would get bored of it. I don't know if I would like think I'm wasting my time because it's like, what if that doesn't translate to other courses?
Well, then you just go to Taberna or you go to Fairview.
Yeah, you gotta go to nice and close.
So everything's within. I mean, as I said, 20 minutes. There's 5 courses within 20 minutes. There's actually one over by MLK that I've never seen.
You've never seen that one? Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
What do you could do this summer?
This summer? Well, I think at some point we should all head home. As all 3 of us. I was like, when was the last... Someone brought it up yesterday. When was the last time all of us were together? And I think it's Christmas.
Yeah.
And the future reference, I mean, that might be the only time we see each other, right? Mm-hmm. Which isn't ideal.
Yeah,
but,
that wouldn't be good.
We're probably all due to go back home for some point.
I am super due. You guys have all been back. I haven't been back since Christmas.
I haven't been back since Christmas.
Oh, but they came down to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Bo.
Yeah, they haven't come down to me.
Yeah, because, I mean, Grandma being 91, I don't know what we're doing, if we're doing anything for her birthday, but she's up in New Jersey, as everyone knows from the other podcasts.
Is she into June or into July? I don't remember when her birthday is.
June.
Because I was planning on going to Michigan for 4th of July.
What's more important, your grandma's 91st
well, no, I'm saying,
fucking Michigan?
I know her birthday isn't on the 4th, but if I could do them both in one trip, that'd be ideal.
I think Grandma's birthday is Flag Day. I don't know when Flag Day is.
I don't know when Flag Day is.
Unless that's 4th of July and maybe we're just retards. But, yeah, so whenever. But
I have it written down, her birthday.
We're definitely due. But at least you got to see Aunt Sue and Uncle Jerry.
Yeah, I got to see them while I was here. I think I'm going to go home in like 2 to 3 weeks or Grandma's birthday.
Yeah, I'll probably go back soon.
Once again, I need to leave Mike behind to watch my cat. I don't want to fight with the cat.
Bring Missy here. Let her stay with me for a few months.
It's never a problem to fly with her. It's just like I just don't even want to do it.
It's just a pain. I get that.
Yeah, like she gets all upset in the car ride over. She gets a little freaked out when we go through security. During the flight itself, she's completely fine. But
I watched a video of someone bring 4 cats on the plane.
I think I saw that same one.
I was like, how the fuck
they weren't even leashed. They weren't even.
They were just out. They were just fine.
out. They just sit there and they did their thing the whole flight. I wish my cat would do that. She would.
When I get my fucking Munchkin kitten.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting a second one. I told you. I think you need to have 2. I think 2 is the number.
Dude, I told Dad jokingly I was getting a cat, and he was like, "Dear God, no." I was like, "Fuck." Yeah. I was like, "Shit, Dad."
Yeah, Tim's got 4 now, and he said, "Bro, 2 is the number." The only reason he has 4 is because he keeps finding them. He rescues them.
Yeah, you can't say no.
Can't say no. Yeah, and he lives on a farm, so it's easy for him to kind of have the animals around.
Are they outdoor cats? Like,
I think they're supposed to be, but they just would rather hang out inside.
Fuck that.
Yeah. But all of his are rescues, which is cool. That's the only reason I didn't get a second cat yet. I haven't stumbled across a kitten in the wild.
Yeah, no, I'd get a fucking $4,000 Munchkin.
Yeah, it couldn't be me.
I'd fucking get a.
I don't like cats enough to need a specific breed.
I just want the Munchkins. I don't know if you count them as a breed,
But like I like those little gray and white ones
like
with the
tiny
big
guys.
fucking eyes.
I got super lucky.
Okay, guys, see this couch? I would sit right there and just watch it try and jump on my couch all day.
Yeah, those tiny
Fucking
legs.
Small.
Everyone tells me how lucky I am that my cat is not an ugly cat for a stray that I found. Like she has a really good face.
She's a fucking model kid.
She's really good looking for.
She's the kind of cat that should be on magazines, but we just never.
I got lucky with that. I would have hated her if she was ugly. I'd be like, oh, this thing again.
But, this fucking ugly ass bitch.
Yeah. Luckily, she's good with people. She's good with dogs. Well,
Messi's okay with people. I mean, in comparison to
like everyone else's cat.
Yeah. Like we've definitely been around some cats that have. I mean, like Boo. Boo would fucking scratch the fuck out of us.
That's a bad cat.
Yeah, that was a bad cat.
My cat won't.
Missy Buns. She'll fist fight you. She'll get in a little scuffle with you.
Yeah, she'll punch you up, especially around dinner time when she gets hungry. If you catch her with zoomies, there's a chance she'll like paw you like a little too hard.
Yeah, she's got me a couple times, but usually
I usually walk around with like little scratches around my ankles where like if it's 3:30, she eats at 5. If it's 3:30 and I walk to go fill up my water and she thinks I'm about to feed her, and I don't feed her, then she usually scratches me. Then she usually gives me a whack in the back of the heel.
That's funny.
That's the only time she beats me up.
I'll never forget back at the house when I had my office in the basement. Missy Buns is sitting on the closest edge to mom's desk, closest edge of the couch. Bo walks on by and she cues it up. She's like,
yeah. She has that like.
I was just like, Ma, do something.
She has that look where her ears go back. She like slowly retracts. Then she whacks you with one. Yeah. But usually that one she doesn't have claws for.
She's like one of those mantis shrimp.
Yeah.
Those the ones that.
Yeah.
The fuzz.
They get the punch.
I always like doing the thing where our basement going up the stairs. I don't think I ever took a video of it, but going up the stairs is like a platform there. And she and I will wrestle because our parents put her in the basement when we're eating dinner because she jump on the table and get the food. She's better about it.
No, she won't take the food, but she'll get in your face while you eat, and that's annoying.
Yeah,
she'll sniff the food. I've never been in a scenario where she physically took food. That's never happened.
She took a turkey sandwich from me once.
I highly doubt that. She'll maybe a slice of turkey if it's like
she fucking ripped it off one of the sandwiches.
She will not take food that's 1, bigger than her, 2, bigger than her mouth. And 3, human food in general, she typically doesn't even eat.
But she's a mayo kitty.
She does love mayo.
Which is weird.
She'll lick a knife full of mayo. I always leave it by the sink for her to lick. She loves mayo. Kitty. Yeah.
But she and I'll wrestle her on a platform that's probably a little bigger than this. It's probably about the size of like this square.
Yeah.
And I'll just put my hand on her head like this, and she goes.
Yeah, she looks at you. That's what I mean. Like, I love that. Like she'll look at you. Her ears go back. And you know, like, if you release too slow, you're catching a punch.
Yeah, you're catching a straight.
Yeah.
So I'll do this like the annoying older brother, and she's just like,
yeah. And then sometimes she'll get the 2 paws around your wrist, like she'll grip you like that. And she does that move. That's a funny one.
All day.
She's great, but she's not the kind of cat that enjoys to be pet. She likes to be around people. Like, I've had times where I've had like 20 plus people in my apartment, and she'll just be on her tower sleeping.
Oh,
like,
really?
She'll look up. People pet her. She'll go back to bed. Like, she's not the kind of just like, oh, people here. Let me go hide underneath the couch for 3 hours.
Yeah, she knows no one's going to do anything.
Yeah, she walks around. She'll walk through people while there's people out at my place.
Yeah, I'm always scared someone would step on her. But
she's quick. She's quick.
She's big enough that
that's my issue.
Miss.
Sometimes if she's not sleeping on my bed, she'll sleep on the carpet in my bathroom, like right in front of the toilet. So there are times in the middle of the night where I get up and I walk into my bathroom to go pee, and I step on her, and she'll release a fucking howl and then scurry out. But
really,
yeah, that's happened maybe 2 or 3 times. So now what happens is if I wake up in the middle of the night and I take a step out of my bed, I see her bolt out of the bathroom into the living room. It's kind of funny.
She knows it's coming.
She knows I'm coming in there to go to the bathroom. But she also, so she sleeps with me almost every night. Like, she'll hop into bed. She'll headbutt me till I pet her.
I'm so jealous.
She climbs on my chest now. She rests her 2 paws up here, and her face is right here. And then she just purrs and sleeps right there for a little bit. But then usually I wake up and she's off me.
I'm so jealous.
I
used to have guys. I used to when we first got her. I would literally have to like put her in a chokehold.
Yeah, I had to force her.
To
I would have to force her
nah,
into
bitch,
the bed.
sleeping with me.
Now, honestly, it was the new apartment. She just did not like my old apartment, I think.
Oh, really?
She loves it. She was a completely new cat at the new place. She sleeps with me every night versus in the old place. I don't think she ever slept with me, and that was all I wanted was a cat to sleep in my bed. Like I have times where she sleeps like on my shoulder while I'm in bed, which is kind of funny.
Me want my munchkin kitchen.
What was I saying now? Oh, so usually when I'm about to go to bed, she's on her tower in her basket. When the faucet turns on for me to brush my teeth, she hears it and she immediately hides under the couch. Because at the old apartment, after I brushed my teeth, I'd go kidnap her and then I'd force her to sleep with me. So she knows that the sound of the faucet means I'm going to bed and she's coming with me. But now we have a fair trade that we do where after I brush my teeth, I walk up to the feeder and I grab a pinch and I drop it in there. And then I pet her back while she eats it. And I pick her up and she always goes, whoa. Every time. As soon as she's done, I pick her up, she goes, whoa.
She's like, I fell for it again.
She knows. Yeah, I get her every time.
I fell for it 80 days in a row.
Literally. But there are some nights where she doesn't fall for it. She won't come to the feeder.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But most nights, if she's in a good mood, she'll come up to the feeder. She'll eat it. I'll pet her. And I scoop her up.
Oh, no. It gets, I wouldn't say lonely, but sometimes I'm like, I wish I had like a little cat roaming around.
Yeah, I definitely couldn't recommend one more. Like
I'm at the point where I'd take one of those weird looking squirrels off the fucking golf course.
Think about how
we got some weird ass squirrels here.
I was so bored. I would have been so bored at Penn State when I did that summer by myself up there after I graduated if I didn't find that cat.
I always loved telling people about Dad with the cat, where it was like the cat's not going to be in the house.
Yeah.
Then she can stay in the basement. No,
first, I had to leave the cat in the garage. Then it was the basement. Then it was downstairs only. Oh no. Then it was my room only, or the basement.
For like a week.
Then it was downstairs only. Then it was upstairs allowed, but not his room. And then my mom told me when I was in Florida, and I left the cat with them, that Missy jumped onto their bed.
Yeah.
Like right near his pillow. And Dad goes, "Hey!" Nah, whatever.
Well, I'll catch Dad when she's home. Like, I'm like, where's the cat? It's like on Dad's lap, and he's just like this with the cat.
When he does his push-ups at night, or when he's working out in the basement, she'll either sit there and watch him in the basement,
right,
or she'll like do figure eights through his arms while he does push-ups and planks. So they just hang out.
Yeah, Dad's kind of
or when the fireplace is on.
Oh yeah,
then
dude,
he'll be napping on the couch on this end, and she'll be at the other end sleeping there too. It's really funny.
Missy loves that.
Yeah, she loves the fireplace.
When Dad was here with Bo, we took Bo to the gym.
Yeah,
at the one right there. I have my own gym, and it's funny watching like Bo's like protective of Daddy in the gym. I've never seen that before. Yeah, like when Dad's benching, Bo has to be at the bottom.
He's gotta sit.
Dad's doing his stuff. It was funny. And Bo was so tired, too, because it was late at night. Yeah. So Bo's, like, sleeping while trying to defend Dad.
Dude, he's so funny. I can't wait to go see Bo.
Yeah.
He's so fucking funny.
He just got cut. He just got his hair cut. He's
got a haircut.
How floofy he was. Now he's not floofy anymore. But
Mom sent me a picture of him right before my birthday, and he was looking really grumpy in the photo. He really about to fall asleep outside in the kitchen. Yeah. He was, like, by the glass.
I was saying to Aunt Sue the other day, like, it's funny how thin he looks cut. But when he's
all that, he looks like a chubby.
He looks like he's chubby. He looks like a fat dog.
Yeah, but as soon as they cut him, you're like, is this the same dog? It doesn't even look like it.
Yeah. But what else, brother? I mean, I think we've already done an hour. So
that was already an hour?
That was
no way.
55.
I keep going as always.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
So my summer plans are get up to Jersey at some point. I would like to go to Michigan for 4th of July.
Why?
Ned has a lake house up there.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to try and meet up there. I would like to stop in Chicago, fly to Chicago. So my buddy Scott is going to be in Chicago. I want to fly to Chicago early in the morning, see Harley and Troy out there. This is my perfect run would be this. See Harley and Troy out there. Drive with Scott to Michigan.
How long is that drive?
I think it was only like 3 or 4 hours.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
So not terrible. Spend 4th of July up there, come back, at some point get out to LA and see Dixon in LA, and then back to Miami. That would be my only 2 travels this summer. Technically 3, including my Jersey trip. If I can get all three of
That's a
those
lot of
in,
travel.
I'll be happy.
Do you have how many flyer miles do you have?
None anymore. I spent like all of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I had a lot saved up and I just blew them all. One of them, it's never like the far flights that are expensive. It's like the weird airports with like weird airlines. So like, I think it was at Newark to Atlanta. It was like an $1,800 flight for me one time.
Really?
And I just threw all the fucking points on it for United. Yeah, because it's like a United to like an American Airlines.
Gotcha.
Is a weird. That's when the prices get a little strange. So that one took a huge chunk of my points. The points that they give you also, like, they don't equate to much price wise. It's like, holy shit, you have 10,000 miles. It's like, yeah, well, that's about $100.
I saw a whole like mini documentary, I guess you could say, how these airlines have kind of become like banks in the sense of like the points are. It's like Chuck E. Cheese with tokens.
Yeah, it really is, and a lot of them actually offer credit cards now. These airlines. My buddy Connor in Toronto, he was working on a project where he was using credit card points to cover flights, which is like a normal thing, but I guess the way he was doing it was so that, you know, it was finding the best deal for like a higher caliber, like first class level flight, but for a cheaper price.
Makes sense.
Using only your points. I don't know how he's still doing it, if he's still doing that, but great idea, I guess.
Yeah.
If you're someone who spends your credit card and uses your credit card a lot, and you do also want to travel, points are there. I saw a video of Dave Portnoy having like a ridiculous amount of points on his card, and it's like a prime example of somebody who.
Unless it's a business card. If it's his business card, then that would make sense.
Well, yeah, but you can still fly with. I mean, he basically is Barstool, but I know what you're saying. Yeah.
If I don't know how many of his employees are on there, like the higher employees. Like Barstool's a big company. Like there's huge. A lot of people that work for that thing now.
They're huge.
Like I don't even know how many podcasts have they bought out.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a job I'd love to have. I don't love writing.
Send me a contract, Dave.
Yeah.
Send it to me, Dave.
I don't love writing, but I feel like I put myself in scenarios that I could write about.
I guess I don't know. Like when people say I write, like journalism or whatever, I guess I don't know exactly, like from a Barstool perspective.
Yeah.
What do you?
By my understanding, like entry level journalism is like read 10 blogs and summarize them, tell me which ones are good, kind of deal.
Okay.
It's like entry level. Then as you get bigger and bigger out of journalism, it's like, all right, go find the stories to write about.
Okay.
And then
like what is the average? Like I don't know Barstool that well in the sense of I get it, they're like a sports thing. But truth be told, I don't think I've ever seen anything from Barstool that was actually sports. You know? Like, I'll see them talk about sports sometimes, I guess. Mm-hmm. But
I'm trying to remember. One guy got into a lot of trouble because he wrote a blog on something that was just incorrect. Oh, man. I'm trying to remember who it was, but Dave had to fire him. Okay, let me see if I can find it real quick. It was
not Rappaport, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, the thing about Barstool is I just don't like. I know the podcast that they have. Like, there's the one with the TikTok kid and the other girl. You know I don't know what they're. Sorry, guys. I don't know TikTokers that are fucking 18. But those two have a podcast with Dave.
Yeah.
And then I think there is one sports one that I see clips of. But like when I hear Barstool now, I think of like Dave Portnoy. I don't think sports. You know?
He has like gambling sites too. Francis Ellis fired Barstool. What did he do?
Francis isn't the...
Oh yeah. Ellis mocked Luke, this person's social media presence, describing her Instagram following as pretty weak. Tragically, just hours after the blog went live, her body was discovered. This led to Barstool founder Dave Portnoy. Wait, was that it?
Damn, that'd be brutal if that's...
I thought it was like he wrote something about somebody thinking that they were alive, and it was like they were just dead.
So he's like, man, this is a weak-ass social media channel when the person's dead? Man, why are they not posting anymore?
I might be spreading fake news here, but I'm pretty sure that's how it went down.
Get Dave on the line. Well...
Okay, yeah, here it is. Barstool sports writer made fun of missing student. He was fired after she was found dead.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
But how does he know that?
I mean, he doesn't, but it's like, I think the info was out that she was dead, and he just didn't dig enough.
Just didn't dig enough, wow.
And that was worth the firing. But I could be wrong. I still think it's a sick company. I
just don't know what they do. Like, it's a media company now.
Yeah, they're supposed to be like Sports Center equivalent, but with more personable characters.
Look, if they could have got Pat McAfee.
They had him.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's either still with them. He was with them for a while, but then, as you get too big, you tend to leave. Yeah. You get bigger sponsorship deals. You get...
Because I think, between him, Stephen A. and Shannon Sharp, I think they're the biggest things on ESPN.
Pat McAfee's definitely big, but he's big for college football. Believe it or not, Pat McAfee also does the announcing for WWE.
I know, which is crazy. But talk about staying busy. He's trying to be Rogan.
My favorite guy at Barstool, who's no longer at Barstool because he got too big, is Caleb Presley. I don't know if you know him at all.
Is he the one with the long blonde hair that does the...
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
He does the Sunday Conversations. He did something when I might have been in high school for it, called the Dixie Tour, where he and a few other Barstool guys drove to like all these SEC schools, and they just drank at all the games and like partied and tailgated with the students.
Right.
And it was a whole series that I remember watching. And then he also was like the quarterback for North Carolina.
He was?
He was in front of Mitch Trubisky. And then, like, I guess he didn't really stick with it. So he wound up becoming like the position was like team vibe holder, something like that. Like the guy. And
he doesn't seem like a party animal when I see him.
He definitely is. The Dixie Tour videos were so fucking funny. Like they would crack us up. I used to watch them with Grant. They were so funny. But then he came out with the Sunday Conversations, and like they're all hits. Every single, it'll be a 4-minute video.
Good.
Yeah, he just did another one, Morgan Wallen, right before I came down here. I still haven't watched it.
The Drewski one is pretty good.
Drewski one was good. The Aaron Rodgers one cracked me up. There were so many that were funny, and I try and watch them all whenever they come out, unless it's someone like I really don't care about. Which there were a lot of people, especially early on, that are just like, the only name he could get. So I'm not gonna fucking watch that. I don't give a shit about that person.
Oh, so basically our podcast. Gotcha.
Well. Let me look at his list of them on Sunday Conversations.
We had to pull it before this. I can feel it coming back up.
Yeah, he just did Gronk. I watched the Gronk one. Morgan Wallen, number 3. Theo Vaughn, number 2. Drewski. Joe Burrow was a good one. Hasbulla was a little weird. Luka Doncic. Big X the Plug. Don't care about that. Lil Baby, I haven't watched. Danny McBride was kind of funny.
Well, I'm always amazed by, that Hot Ones guy. I'm always amazed, like, that one really, like, the steady growth of that show is kind of nuts.
Truthfully, they haven't gotten me there. I haven't watched it. I haven't watched a single Hot Ones.
Really?
It's always clips I see. I don't even know.
Some are good. Most I don't care about, but...
The guy who hosts it, I couldn't point him out.
Sean Evans?
If you showed me a picture of him, I couldn't point him out. I've never watched it, and I've never paid attention to him during it if I saw a clip of it.
That's a good point, yeah. But I guess that's not his job, right? I guess that means he's doing a good job if he can make it about the interviewer than being the interviewee.
Possibly. I
don't know.
I'm sure he's
just trying to save him, throw him a bone there.
I think it's cool that you've had some pretty solid people on here. Obviously no celebrities, but... Slowly.
We've had a lot of growth. Yeah, our podcast, we started just because we wanted to. Well, I'm not interviewing people, whereas, like, with Mom, obviously, it's all, Mom's a fucking genius. So when it comes to, like, it makes sense because it's stuff that we can look back on years from now.
Yeah.
And then everything else. Obviously, the cooking show is nice because someday I'm going to have to cook for people.
Cooking show is so good.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch the new one.
Yeah. Came out half an hour ago.
Okay.
So
I'll watch it on the plane.
Yeah, I'll send that to
that's a good one.
That one's gonna be lit. I had a
Pancakes with Pancake is my favorite video you've ever done.
I still think my favorite video is the one that you and I did of the cryptocurrency one. I think that's the hardest I've ever fucking laughed.
That was a funny video.
I'll watch that one once a year. I'm like,
that one was good. The cookie one was just hilarious. Seeing you like burn the pancakes and shit.
Yeah.
I gotta watch that one again on the flight too. That was such a good video.
Dude, Aunt Linda and Uncle Ray were laughing so fucking hard.
You had like,
this kind of hurts.
You had like the get up on and everything. That shit's so funny.
That was right after we platinumed our last Souls game. And I wanted to celebrate. And I was like, let me make a video of this.
Making pancakes with pancakes.
Yeah, now I have a pancake maker that you guys got me for Christmas.
Dude,
that I use all the time.
Have you used it? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That thing looks sweet. You can like put in like a syrup and it'll inject it in the middle?
I have no clue how to use it. But I'll just make regular pancakes and they're just perfect.
As long as it makes a perfect pancake.
That's why I'm like, well, there's no point in making another video because now I just throw them in a pancake maker and it makes it.
Yeah, it gets it done.
So if you guys complain about pancakes with pancakes,
I definitely struggle to make consistent pancakes in the sense where like I don't put enough on the pan each time. So they're all misshapen.
Yeah, that one you have to fill it. Like you can't fuck it up.
Yeah.
You'd have to be legitimately disabled.
Well, I tell I tell everyone who comes to my apartment that the hardest part with that pizza maker is just getting the fucking dough in a circle.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
It is so hard to get dough into a perfect circle to make a pizza. Yeah. Like my pizzas look more like squares.
Respect those Domino's kids a little bit.
The bigger the dough,
there's gotta be a tool for it.
Yeah, there probably is. But the bigger the dough, the easier it is to make it circular.
Right, if you're doing thin crust.
Yeah, mine are small dough. I don't know how big it is in size, but maybe like 10 inches in diameter. Getting that into a circle is tough.
That's not bad.
And then, like, making sure it's cooked all the way through without setting the apartment on fire is the next problem. But I use that thing so often.
Yeah, the only thing I use is my rice cooker and the rice cooker I use pretty much every day.
I use the rice cooker every night.
Cooker, guys, for those of you that are getting ready for your first apartment or like trying to eat healthier, you gotta get a rice cooker.
The rice cooker is elite.
Yeah,
for cooking.
I would even get a bigger rice cooker,
especially if you're a dude who like doesn't know how to cook. I sure as hell do not know how to cook, but I love to eat rice.
Yeah,
I always eat some form of a meat: chicken, ground beef, steak. Those are about the only three I can cook. Chicken's easy to cook because you just keep fucking cooking it.
Yeah, you just cook it till...
You just keep going. You cut it in half when you're done with it just to make sure. And if it's not, then you put those halves down.
Style. Let me tell you, the next step, brother, is the crock pot.
I got a crock pot already.
Oh, you got one? Dude, guys, I've made brisket twice in the last
month.
In
the crock pot is interesting.
Brisket in the crock pot works every time.
I do pulled chicken with Mike for our burritos.
That works. How long do you have to do that for, though?
I want to say it's like 3 hours. I haven't done it in a while. I want to say it's 3 hours in the crock pot.
Mine's about 4.
The issue was reheating those burritos. The sauce doesn't reheat well.
So that makes sense.
So we were getting so fucking sick of eating these burritos. We were so done with them that we never made them again. It's been a good 2 or 3 months since we've done those. I got to find something new that I can still freeze.
That breakfast thing that I showed you, that thing was worth it. With the bacon, the cottage cheese. Like, that was a good meal prep thing, but then you're like, I just don't really have the attention span.
Mike and I eat the same exact thing every single day.
I'm kind of like that. I mean, with Aunt Sue down the street, it's tough to... Like, I'll do chicken and rice basically 2 days in a row, or beef and rice at 2 days in a row, and then I'm at Aunt Sue's.
You put any avocado in there?
No, I don't put anything else in there.
Dude, I'm telling you.
I don't need the fats.
I was doing chicken and rice every day for so long that I literally turned lactose intolerant. I literally had nothing else in my system other than that for a whole year. I was getting so sick of eating it, and then I threw in one whole avocado.
A whole avocado?
A whole avocado.
Jesus.
It levels it up. It makes it amazing. I could eat it every day again now, which I do with Mike now.
I like avocado, but I don't know if I like it that much that I could eat it every day.
That's what I thought as well. I'm telling you. It's like the pizza sticks.
I just put hot sauce in and that bad.
Hot sauce is good, yeah.
Yeah, low calories too, so it's not... Like, I don't even know how many calories are in an avocado. It's all fats.
It's all fats, yeah. They're probably not
be at least 150.
I can look that up as well later.
Google that bitch. I want to know. I'm going to say it's closer to one full avocado. I'm going to say 175.
Oh, that's acai bowl, not avocado.
Acai is just the
220 to 250.
Damn.
Half an avocado is 110, 120.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of calories, but I also only have one meal a day.
Yeah. So, like, I've been eating... I brought my all the last 2 weeks, I brought my calories down to 1,200 a day.
Well, that's
brutal.
Too low. That's too low.
Yeah. But I did a good job. I lost like 9 pounds in 3 days.
That's good.
But...
I want to try and add some weight this summer, but I don't think I will.
I'm done. I've bulked for 10 years. I'm good. It's time to start cutting.
Time to get to the cardio.
Yeah, time for my walks again. My knees were hurting from my walk, so I was like...
Really?
Okay. Yeah, something about that incline. My back and my knees.
Yeah. I get... my shins bother me on the incline, and my right knee bothers me the next day.
Yeah, I don't really... I forget why, but like my knees were just starting to hurt from probably lack of calories, but also.
You can try and do them backwards on a slower speed.
Yeah, fuck that.
I've heard that's really good for your knees.
I mean, I'm sure you're right, but I'm not doing that. But yeah, I mean, I'm always impressed when Mike does it. Like, I don't know how Mike can do like 45 minutes at a 5.6 pace on a 15 incline.
Mike goes like 4.5 to 5 on the speed. He goes max incline.
I don't know how it's possible.
He goes for 45, 50 minutes. Never touches the sides.
It's incredible.
Puts his hands on his head when he's tired.
Michael's the smallest out of all of us size-wise, but has the most like muscle and cardio longevity.
Yeah,
Michael did some. Michael, I don't know how. I hope Mike doesn't watch this because I don't want to inflate his ego.
Yeah,
I watched him do 100 reps of 15s or 20s. I forget what it was, and I was like, I could fucking do that easily. I got to like 70. Yeah, and it started to suck.
Mike was really putting in the work when he was in college. Yeah, that's why I slacked.
I was like, how the hell are you not even a third of the size of me fucking doing this?
I was a lot stronger my first sophomore year of college than I was my senior year of college, because I just didn't go to the gym nearly enough once Grant Burton graduated. I just like never fucking went.
I've had to slow it down on the gym because I wasn't eating as many calories.
Yeah,
like I believe recovery sucked. So I did 3 times a week instead of 4.
I've been consistent again since Mike moved down. Yeah. Where I'm cardio every day, gym every day except Sundays usually. Not because it's a rest day, it's because like I'll be golfing or something.
Do you still do the push-pull legs?
Basically yes, but I don't really hit legs anymore. It's just like I just do a heavy incline cardio.
Yeah, I've come to realize like I won't do calves anymore because of the incline walking, but like
my reason is like Mike's got pretty strong legs and he doesn't hit legs. He just does.
It's funny you say that. I don't do like when I do legs. Sometimes it's every other cycle or every other. But I mean, I could put up 800 pounds easily on the belt squat. Like I could do 10. I did 8 the other day of 8, whatever that is. Like it's very easy to me. So that's why I'm like, why am I still doing legs?
Yeah.
So, but I will say this. 2 days after that, like that's when I start feeling it.
In your back?
Right? No, not pain. Like the muscle soreness from working out. I will say legs are the only. That's not true. But legs are one of the few. Well, I would say out of all my exercise groups, that's the only one where I'm sore to the point where I can't. Well,
I also like I
can't do shit.
I don't work out the same way as you. I don't like your way of working out. I don't get sore when I do your way. That's my.
Well, that's because you've never done my way.
I used to do your way all the time, for like the whole beginning of my lifting career.
I'd have to see how many workouts you do though, because I do 14 different bicep exercises.
I agree, but you don't have warm-up sets.
Yeah, fuck warm-up sets.
You will let's say the max you do on something is 40 pounds. Let's say pick an exercise.
Let's say bicep curls.
Bad example. Rows. Let's say you're rowing 80s. I know you do more, but let's say you're gonna row 80.
Sure.
You would start at 40. Do a few, then you do 50, then you do 60, then you do 70, and then you do 80, and then you're done.
Yeah, I would start 50, 60, 70, 80.
Exactly.
I do 4.
So I didn't like that way because I never got sore. I would do 40 warm up, 60 warm up, and then I do like 3 sets of the 80. That's what I do.
Yeah, but then your time. I mean, how long were you at the gym for?
Well, no, my math was just wrong.
Oh, well, also
the same amount, the same amount of reps and sets as you, except I'm doing 1 warm up. Because in my opinion, your first 3 sets are just warm ups for you, but you're acting like they're working sets.
If I'm hitting, not really, because the last set, if I'm doing 10, that means I could have done more weight. Like I shouldn't be able to do a full set on my last set.
Okay.
So to your point, the first one's really just like a stretch. The second one, I guess, would be the warm up, and then the last 2 is like, okay, I got a full set of 10. I can go up a weight and get up to 8.
So, okay, but. I still, the stretch and the warm up, I have that as 1 set, and then I have my working sets.
That makes sense. I just need the warm up because, like, as you saw with my back.
Yeah, but my working sets are like the same weight. There's no difference in weight. Like if I can get 8 on my heaviest exercise, like I got 8, that means I'm going for 4 or 5 with the same weight again.
Oh, why wouldn't you just up it to 90s?
No, because then I might not get it.
Yeah, but you're still doing more weight, but you can probably get like
all right, pick your maximum that you can get 8 of in your head right now.
On what? What exercise?
Pick any exercise in your
Okay.
head. What is something that the maximum...
Bicep curls, single arm, 50s. I can do it.
50s you can do
I'll
8.
get 8 each arm.
Okay. So then I would do... 16. So let's say I just did that set. I finished my 8, and I'm dead.
And this is your last set.
That was... No.
Sorry.
It wouldn't be my last set.
It wouldn't be. Okay.
I'm saying you do 8 of that number, which you said was 40 pounds. Then I would say, okay, give yourself
50.
a sec. 50 pounds. I would say, okay, give yourself a sec, and then try and do 8 again. You're not going to get 8, but try and do 8 again. Don't go up in weight. Don't fucking do a really crappy looking rep because you went up in weight.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So instead of me just being done after that 8, because you did 40s, 45s, and now these 50s. 10, and 8, we'll say.
Right.
I would do the 10, warm up, my 8, and I'd try and get 8 again. Probably not get it. And then try and get 8 again.
But how are you going to have, if you're using that much energy, how are you going to work the next exercise?
Less weight.
But so you would still do a max set but lower the weight?
Yeah.
So if I go
tired, I'm tiring them out because you're doing the next exercise and you have plenty of energy to do that exercise. What's the point of working out? You want to tire out the muscle. Like
but you're tired by the end though.
You shouldn't have 4. Yes, you're tired at the end. I agree. But you shouldn't have any scenario where you aren't like beating the shit out of the muscle. If you're doing 14 workouts and it's a waste of your time to do 14 workouts, if the first 8 you're not even like getting tired for them. Because then in that sense the first 8 are just you stretching basically. Like I am tired after my first exercise.
Yeah, but so am I. But that's why you have a break in between. Okay,
but. When someone is, if you were actually tired, you wouldn't do 14 workouts. Is my point.
Well, but if I was maxing out everything, and by maxing out I mean going to like as much as I could take.
I'm not saying go to failure. I'm not saying go to failure on these. I'm saying go heavy and go heavy for as many.
Oh, so you never go to failure?
On certain exercises, yes, I would.
Because my last set is always going to be till failure.
Man, I've seen you work out. I've worked out with you. I've seen you do.
Lots changed since I joined this gym.
If you say so, then huge. I mean, if you can, like, usually the last exercise of a muscle group for me, I try to go till failure.
Last exercise of a muscle group.
So let's say I'm doing seated preacher curls, and then I'm doing 2 different bicep curl variations. So 3 total bicep exercises for the day. At least the last one will be till failure. But if I'm doing these with Mike, we're doing a pyramid. And then back down the pyramid. So we'll do like 8 reps. We'll do 8 sets on 3 workouts for just biceps. And
but how you hitting this bicep? How you hitting this? How you doing forearms? Because I'll do forearms and all that too.
I haven't.
Because like realistically, forearms. So then to answer your question, so then I'm really only doing 3 exercises that isolate just the bicep.
I'm saying
then I'm doing hammers
that you do. Random number. Let's say it's your bicep day and you do 8 bicep workouts.
Okay, I don't do that.
Yeah, I know. Sure. But just for argument's sake, because of how you do yours, I would argue you only do 8 total sets in your workout.
Right, because you're saying the last set is
the only one that matters. Right. Versus, what Mike and I do is we'll do 3 workouts, 8 sets in each workout, but let's say we start 30 pounds, 40 pounds, 50 pounds, 60 pounds, 70 pounds. I started way too low, sorry. 50 pounds, 60 pounds, 70 pounds, 80 pounds, and then we do 2 to 3 sets at 90 pounds. Then we go back down, just not for reps, because we're not even counting those as sets.
Right, because you count them as like warmer sets or whatever.
Like, it's just, can I still do this weight? Because it's so much heavier. If you do a set at 90 and then you immediately drop it to like 40, that 40 is the heaviest 40 you've ever felt in your life.
Yeah, I would also say the other thing that's a little different for me is because I'm not eating more and I'm not getting, like, I don't need to get any bigger. I think that's also why, like, I'm not trying to get much stronger than I am. You know what I mean?
Well, then why are you strength training?
It's not, it's just going through the motions. For me, it's just kind of to clear my head in the morning.
But those sets that you're doing, that is strength training. That is how someone would train for.
Yeah, it's just how I've been doing it for almost 20 years.
Well, if you're going to change your diet, you should probably change your workout too.
Right, I'd probably just do less. Because I'd up cardio. Because now I'm just in cutting mode.
Cardio doesn't equate to cutting.
Well, I mean, this is what fucking does cutting. That's your diet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to diet hard.
Yeah, but I think your exercise should change too, for sure.
No, I'm not doing that. Just because that's just what I'm used to, and I'm not looking for.
No.
Like I'm not bodybuilding.
No, I agree, but I think you're not going to be very satisfied with the results you get after pretty hard work that you're about to put in, because that's not easy. You're going to put a lot of hard work into that. And
yeah, but now I'm busier with all the shit that I'm doing, so that kind of occupies me. And one meal a day has been pretty easy for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I just don't. I'm not a change person at this point.
No, I get it. Yeah.
Plus, once I get on that what's it called? That Rebuta, whatever the fuck. That
Rebuta.
I'm not gonna do it, but
get your peptides in you.
Yeah, because I am looking more into the peptides, just not even for like the weight loss stuff, but also some of them are just good for like digestion, good for.
There's better ones.
Yeah, health
for
stuff.
Sure. I would love to take them. I knew a girl who took them in Miami, but
they're hard to get.
Yeah,
I didn't realize how hard they were.
Get them prescribed from a doctor.
Yeah. So, only if it's FDA approved, right?
Yeah,
I don't think a doctor will
but like the good ones are
really
pretty much FDA approved.
See, I just don't know
crazy ones are not.
I don't know.
It depends on what you want.
What peptide's considered crazy? Like I would think that every peptide is good for you.
The ones that are like meal suppressants
are considered crazy.
No, are considered okay. The ones that are like, this will just target the fat in your body and you will gain muscle, basically a steroid, those ones are hard to get.
That makes sense.
Those ones are hard to get.
That would make sense.
Yeah. The ones that people really want, in our scenario, we're looking to build muscle, lose fat, are hard to get. The ones that like a bigger person who already has some muscle on them but wants to trim down, those ones are easy to get. Which is semaglutide for the most part. Which just like makes you.
Yeah, I just don't know enough about peptides.
Yeah, definitely do your research. Amino acid chains.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Yeah, I've only heard good things, but I tell Dad. So there's a guy at my gym's all steroids.
Yeah.
100%. Everyone's out in IFBB Pro. There's a guy who's in his 70s how old's Mike? He's got to be like early 70s, maybe mid 70s, who still shoulder presses 80s and 90s. Like I was like, what the fuck? Like how are you doing that? TRT.
Most I ever shoulder pressed ever was 80 pound dumbbells.
Really?
And I was on some shit for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I do 80s right now.
Yeah. But
for 10.
I was doing them for 8 to 10 and I weighed about 150 pounds when I did it.
Yeah.
I'm 200 something.
80 stuff. Yeah. How much you say you weighed?
I was probably 155 when I did that. That was right before I left for London.
Mike at my gym is probably. He's not a big dude. He's wiry. He's probably like 170, 180.
Okay.
But watching him put up 90s at his age, I was like, what the fuck? There's still old ladies that.
Anytime I'm doing something that's more than my body weight, I'm like, okay, this was a good lift. This was an impressive thing to do. Like I used to do standing.
Well, all of them? Like what would be.
No, like any compound movement that you're doing more than your body weight, in my opinion, is good. It's good. Yeah. If you can squat more than your body weight, shoulder press more than your body weight. I think that the
shoulder pressing your body weight, the weight itself's not hard, it's the stability.
Well, that's all part of it, you know.
Yeah. So, like, would you consider if you were shoulder pressing with a bar on a machine? Would you still consider that a?
No, it's individual shoulder press.
Yeah.
Dumbbell only. Like I was doing 80s when I weighed 150.
Dude, but I don't think I know guys that are well over 200. I 120s. Shoulder press. I don't think I've ever actually seen someone do.
I was with my buddy Brian, the captain of my soccer team. Guy went to Penn State, and I was like, "Yo, dude, hit his shoulders with me one time." And we did shoulders. And he didn't know I was on some stuff, and he was like, "Dude, how the fuck are you putting up this weight right now?" And I didn't process the fact that like that's actually a lot of weight for what I weigh.
Yeah, if you're 160 or 150.
Less. I was 150, and I was doing 80s, and I was just banging them out for reps, just like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was impressive. But I never had a strong bench. I've yet to get more than a 205 bench in my career, even no matter what I was on.
Really?
Yeah. So that is the thing I most want to work on this summer.
Well, they say chest flies is the best way to build your chest.
I do a ton of flies. I don't know if you've seen Mike bench. Have you seen Mike bench or not?
No. Is that not pretty?
I won't talk about it, but next time you have him on, ask him about his bench. He's strong. No, he's got a strong bench.
It's just the form is weird?
Yes.
Is he a back archer?
No, it's not his form. It's the way the weight goes down. It's hard.
It's probably because
it's hard to explain without just fully giving away his shit.
Gotcha.
And I want him to talk about it. But we actually had a guy come up to us while he was benching and be like, "You got to fix this part." And Mike and I were just like, "Oh well, Mike was like not having it with the guy.
that's
Basically,
fine.
He was like, "Don't fucking talk to me."
Benching's fun, but I don't do it very often because I'd rather just chest press. But like if he's got an imbalance, the best thing you can do is chest press because that's how you rebuild those stabilizing muscles.
No, I tell him that. He
Like
definitely has an imbalance.
Like when I was back at the YMCA, and this had to be 4 or 5 years ago. I would bench. And it would be a little off. So once I started doing, and then like strength just went up in form. But also, I'm terrible about like I'll do wide grip when you're supposed to be like here on bench.
I do a close grip. I wish I did wide grip when I benched.
Really?
Yeah, I hear that is much better for growing your chest. And
but
a lot of times when my chest was at its strongest, it still wasn't very big.
But I wouldn't do bench for like building like that's for strength to bench. Chest press is like building your chest up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. But part of the ego is just having a strong bench.
My gym has a decline press machine, which is pretty solid.
We're at 5:30 here. We might have to.
What time's your flight? 6.
You wanted me to be there 6:30, and we wanted to stop by Ansu's, or no?
That's right. Yeah, we could do that.
Because I got to pack and stuff too.
Yeah, that's true. All right, well, we can end it there. We already just did an hour 30, and we could still keep going.
Yeah, that's solid then.
Yeah.
Glad we got a good podcast in. Thanks again for having me this weekend. This was sick.
It was sick.
This was a good time.
I wish we had a little more time because we could have like spaced things out a little better.
Yeah.
I wish Mike was here, but
we
killed
Mikey.
it. We're gonna get the brotherly build battles back, which is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully with Paris and Ariel, so that'll be fun. And then what else? Cooking show. We'll be back to a normal schedule. This comes out Wednesday, so by now we will be back on the normal
Stay
schedule.
tuned for a golf video.
Yeah, eventually. Golf video. We'll tell you when that comes out. And that's pretty much it, guys. So social media, promo codes, stream links, Discord down below. And I don't know when Kenny will see you next, but you'll see him in some of the streams, I'm sure. But that's pretty much it, guys. So laters.